Alright, so I'm going to be showing you today how to use your lists on Facebook. And with some lists, they are automatically generated, whereas others you can make yourself. And if you're just working with the ones that are automatically generated, you can only go so far. So I suggest that if you haven't already created some of those lists, you go ahead and create them. So, just going to do screen share right now. And on here, you're seeing an event that I have created, just a bogus event, an unreal event, and I'm clicking on invite for friends that I can invite. Now, you can do one by one inviting, but it's a lot easier and faster to do it through lists. And if you do it with some of the automatic lists, sometimes you can hit select all, but not if it's a list of more than 200 friends. So this Newport News one, for instance, 382 friends, you cannot hit select all. You have to individually go and click all those people. This one, on the other hand, because it's under 200, you can hit select all. And so we're going to go now see more lists. These are ones that have been generated by a team and I. And so they're organized by number according to the category that they're in. And the you don't have to really think about the 99. Just look at the number after that for 2, 3, 1, etc. So you've got a big one for Virginia. You've got other ones for 757. With these, you see it's 150 friends max on those. You've also got more of these 757 lists, and with most of them we max them out at 75, and whoever was working on 757 number 5 made a mistake. The other ones were supposed to be at about 75. And so the reason for doing that is so that you can rotate the different lists. Like for instance, you might use 2 of the lists for the same sort of event in January, another 2 in March, and another 1 in July, and then another 2 in December, something like that. And in doing that, if you have the same event, you're not inviting the same people to the same thing, but you're still inviting someone every time. And not just someone, but you can invite 73 people with one click there of select all. Or in this case, you could invite, with a bigger list, you can invite 150 more people there with just a click of select all. One thing to note is that the more that you invite people to stuff, the more that you're going to find that you can't invite people to stuff, because of the fact that some people will opt out of your invitations. You don't want to invite people too much to events, especially ones that they're not going to be geared towards, or where it looks like you're selling something or something like that. Another thing that reminds me, you want to only do about 20% of your event invites to be about business. So even if they're not your events, you should be inviting people about 4 times as often to non-business related things as you do to actual business related things. And so just the way that these are organized, you can see that by location especially, and also by occupation as it's related to real estate. You've got one for Greg Garrett Realty, real estate related. You've got this one for competing realtors. You've got them by just 757 blanket lists. You've also got the individual cities in 757. And you've got a Richmond list. You've got an 804 list, Virginia FAR list, non-Virginia, other places in the U.S., a foreign list. And so just a number of different lists that you can use to invite people to things. And it's not just for inviting people to things. It's also for sharing. Like for instance, if I wanted to share something, I could do my friends, or I could do public, or you've got this more options tab where you can share it to certain lists that you want it to be. and you can just hit the arrow key down or the sidebar to just say the different lists that you want it to be. So like for instance, if I wanted to share something to my friends except to, like if you didn't want to share something to competing realtors, you could do share this with friends, don't share with competing realtors. And that's how you do it. And then save changes and then share it. Another thing that you can do if you want it to only be seen by locals. If something is just geared specifically for locals, if people out of your area would not really be interested in it, and you're doing lots of things about this area where you don't want to flood people outside of the area with that information, you can do lists here. So 757, 757, just people in 757. Now, another thing to note, though, is that if you do something like this, it's very, very important that your lists are thorough. Otherwise, you could have people in 757 that are not seeing the things that are geared for those that are in 757. That is about all that I have to share today. I hope that you enjoyed this little presentation, and I hope that it's helpful for you and your business. And in addition to using it for recruiting events, it's great to have your own events. You could do Christmas parties, you could do open houses, there's all kinds of different things that you could do, and so I highly recommend using this feature. I've been using it for years. It's been a very effective tool in me doing lots of things, whether it's creating a group, whether it is getting just different events that I've started or initiated or helped out with running and having more people at them, etc. I hope that you like it and that it's an effective tool for your business, for your family, and for your life. Thanks for listening.